Welcome to the Your Peak Life podcast. Let's conquer the summit of life and reach the apex of our potential.
All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Your Peak Life podcast. Today, I have a very, very special guest. He's had me on his podcast. He was the first person to give me a stage to keynote speak on. He is my publisher of my number one best-selling book, Conquer the Summit of Life, and he will be sharing the stage with me next month. Daniel, please introduce yourself, tell the crowd a little bit about you, and we'll go from there.
Mike Little, man, thank you for having me here. My name is Daniel Gomez Inspires, and I just love people, Mike. I'll tell you what, life is too short, and so many of us, we don't bet on ourselves enough. And who I am is I'm just a regular guy. I used to work in the automotive industry, and 7 years ago, my life was flipped upside down. I thought I had it figured out, had the fancy pants, had the watch, had the Corvette with my plate on it, but all the success I had wasn't going to help me because my wife was diagnosed with breast cancer, stage 3, and my life just changed from there. And the thing is this, right? I never played the victim because my wife never played the victim. And now I've been blessed to start my own business because of what happened to us. And I'm here on this amazing podcast. So I'm just ready to dive in and just add value to you, man.
First of all, a nod of just respect to your wife for the strength to deal with that and get through it, and also support you, right? And starting this business and running it with you while fighting that, just incredible. So let's just give her some credit where it's due. We're the guys that get on stage and speak about motivating and inspiring, and meanwhile we got, people like your wife or my wife's mother who have beat cancer, literally stared death in the eye. So that's very inspiring stuff there, man. So shout out to her. And I know you love her with all your heart. I've been in the room with you guys, and it's very obvious. I want to dive in here and talk a little bit about how you and I met. So if you could just tell the audience how Mike and Daniel met, and like from then to now, what's happened, and we'll just kind of go from there.
Well, the irony is, I think I shared this with you, is when me and Mike Little first met, right? There was a lot of testosterone in the room, and I guess that's a nice way to say it, right? And I think something that I've learned, right, is like sometimes we see something in somebody else, and it's actually us. And I'm like, who's this guy here? Who's this Mike Little guy? But it was beautiful because as we're part of this coaching program, we were actually in Tennessee at Coach Bird's lodge, and then just that I think one thing this is why I love speaking so much, Mike, is because until I heard Mike Little's heart, when I heard your heart, that's when my heart opened up to you. And ladies and gentlemen, we're both successful, but the thing is this is so many times people get successful, Mike, and they don't stay hungry. They get comfortable and they get complacent. And then I think me and you have experienced this in rooms we've been in. You get Mr. Know-it-all, Miss Know-it-all, and they reach a certain level of success, which is great, but then now they think they know it all. And what I loved about just hearing your heart, I'm like, man, this guy has a powerful story. And then when you really opened up your heart and you broke down in tears, I'm like, man, this guy is coachable, right? This guy wants to learn more. And I think one thing for my own mistake that I made 2 years ago is I got to a point where I got comfortable myself and I got lazy. And if you're not progressing, you're regressing. And I think as we connected more, right, because part of the coaching program that we're both a part of in Tennessee is that we had to be there every month, and we were real active the first 6 months, and it just really allowed us to see like, man, this guy's real. And I think it's true, right? There comes a point in your life, ladies and gentlemen, where you don't have to chase anymore because you start to attract the right people that are supposed to be in your life. And I think that by God's grace, man, we are attracted to each other because honestly, I mean, I've met some great people, not to say anything bad about people that we met in Tennessee, but you're one of the biggest blessings that's come out of it for me, just because it's I'm seeing you succeed. And I think I've really learned as a human being in this season of my life to really celebrate other people's success. And I just love celebrating you, man.
Well, I appreciate that, and it's not lost on me that you were the first one to give me a stage. So that's why I turned around and was like, "Hey, I'm doing this event. Why don't you come on out here?" Right? And also, try to bring you business as well. And I know I connected you with another local broker here that's going to be writing a book and coming to the Sticker Shock Speaking Academy, and that's just my way of paying forward. Scratch my back, scratch yours, kind of thing, right? But I didn't know I was going to be a number one bestseller when me and you sat in a restaurant in downtown Nashville and started writing a book. And then you called me that day. I was driving home. You said, "Oh, you're on the list." I said, "What list are you talking about, man?" I was like, "I'm working. I can picking my kids up." So you've been a blessing for me as well. So I hope you know that.
You see all these books back here, and we do a lot of publishing here at DG Publishing, but you take action. Like that's one thing that I admire about you is that I say, hey, you need to do one, two, three. And you're like, okay, I'm gonna do one, two, three, four. And you're like, okay, like I like this guy. And then I tell
Yeah,
you, okay, do three, two, one. And you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna do three, two, one, and zero. And
yeah,
even before your book launched, like you don't we have a lot of authors, and I try to give them the same strategy. I give them the same strategy, but the reason I say the word try is because some of them you can tell when you start talking about the strategy, they don't believe it for themselves. And you're like me, right? We're crazy enough to believe it for ourselves because we just believe that way. And
absolutely.
you had over 100 pre-orders autographed. You had all these orders already in the bank. And I tell our authors like, look, you got to go out there. You got to market your book like there's so many scams out there that say, hey, get your book, I'll market it for you, right? 3,000, 4,000. Some marketing people try to charge you 10,000 to market your book. But I tell our authors, it's your book. You need to market your own book. Like it's your face. Like put your book next to your face. And you did
Yeah,
everything we
100%.
asked you to do, you did it. And that's why you became number one bestseller because you did the work. And so many people want the success, whether it's speaking or becoming an author, but they want the success without going through the process of doing the work. And it's not so much working hard, ladies and gentlemen. That's a limited belief, right? Yes, you got to work hard. And I'm not saying that, but you got to work differently many times. And Mike Little work differently. And that's what I love about you, man.
Yeah, it's just seeking out the knowledge. Like I said, I want to publish a book. I put myself in a program where people publish books and speak. There's a publisher there. You offered me the best price I had come across, and I wasn't tossed around on a phone to two or three different people, right? I dealt with you. We sat right there and did the deal. You gave me the template. That was like Thursday or Friday, and then Monday I said, "Here's the book." Because we were on a tight turnaround, and you also delivered in a 3 week time frame where I was able to have my book ready for a book launch with Eric Thomas at a webinar. So when I say you helped me just as much as I helped you, just you always telling people they got to receive, you need to receive.
And you're right. That's valid. I think, especially for men, right? I think for whether you say alpha men or the D driver,
Yeah,
it's right. We always want to be going. We want to be the best. But there is a time, ladies and gentlemen, where it doesn't matter if you're female or male. You have to put yourself in a posture to receive the help. And I think that's what I love about you is you ask for help and God brings you the help. And I think for me, I've learned myself this year to ask for more help. And I think because so many times we get in our own way. We were talking before we came live, right? It's like we don't want to surrender our old self. And I say this, and I said this at our Millionaire Mind Bootcamp, right? Your new life is going to cost you your old life. But too many people are in love with their old life
mm,
that they tolerate the old life, but it's never going to get you the result of where you want to go. And it goes back to what the great Jim Rome said, right? To have more, you must become more. Because if you give a man $1 million and he's not a millionaire, he best become a millionaire real quick. If not, he's going to lose that money.
powerful, man. You know Jim Rohn's my favorite speaker of all time, right?
Yeah.
I love Jim Rohn. So I'm going to move into some questions here, and you just answer them with your heart and your mind. And the first one is, what inspired you to come join me, Coach Burt, and this star-studded lineup that I've somehow put together next month here in Virginia? The Determine Your Destiny event. You didn't you didn't even hesitate, man. You were just like, yes, I'm in. Why? What touched your heart to come here to Norfolk, Virginia, Virginia Beach area, and impact the lives of as many as possible?
The word that comes to mind for me, Mike, is honor. You have to learn how to honor people. And I think so many
Mhm.
people in today's world, they want instant gratification and they have this robot called what about me, right? What about me? What about me? And you forget about the people that support you or that are some way help you succeed a little bit more. And I think for me, it was just really honoring you for honoring me and just being the person that you are. And how would I not want to honor you and support you? And right? It didn't matter what was on the books or not. If I had to move an event, which I've done prior once or twice, but I was already prepared. Like it doesn't matter what's on the books, I'm going to be there. And it was to really honor you because you deserve that because you're taking the action, like I said. And I think that so many people they know how to honor, right? Say somebody that's beside them or but I think of John Maxwell, right? John Maxwell, I never forget. They made us take this leadership class when I was younger. I was like 24, 25, but I never forget it. It was called 360-degree leader. And you learn how to lead all the way around, right? You lead sideways, you lead up, you lead down. And I wanna follow the leaders that are doing that, and that's what you're doing. And the best way I can honor you is by supporting you and being there. And then the second thing that I would say is because I love adding value to people. Like there's so many people that need help that are stuck that they don't know. And it's just like if my thinking is this, if I can travel and help one person that resonates with me,
It's worth it.
and it's worth it because that one life can change. And I think, look, I mean, if I think of one person that I really impacted in the coaching program that me and you were in, it was you because you were hungry for it. And it's like it was worth paying what we paid because I learned, but also I got to help a soul. And I bigger than that, I have a new friend, I have a new brother in me. So that's the reason for me.
Listen, when you told me, "Hey, I want you to come keynote at Sticker Shock," I was like, "What is that? What do you mean keynote?" But I knew you saw me at the lodge for 5 minutes, and kind of that day, when you hear the things that I say, I wasn't as polished as I am now, but it's still very, very powerful, right? But you gave me that opportunity to put my feet in the water, man. Like I hadn't been, I speak here all the time, right? We have hundreds of agents and we have multiple companies and we do sales training and all this stuff, but none of it is the same as telling our stories and the struggle that came before the success and helping other people like us. So you gave me the first opportunity to do that. And when I went there, I just realized like, man, I'm supposed to be doing this, you know.
Yeah.
And then you brought me back, and it was like two completely different people. And then I can tell you that leaving Minnesota yesterday, I feel like I'm another notch above that. And that's what I intend to bring in January. And you were the catalyst to that coming out of Nashville, man. So thank you very much. And I know that next month's going to be crazy. We're going to bring it, and I hope everybody's ready. But with that being said, without giving the crowd too much, because I don't want to give them too much game, or maybe they could go read The Millionaire Mind and get some of the game. But what are you going to deliver to people that day, and why should they come out to see us?
Well, I think they need to come out because there's a corporate blessing that happens when you come to these events. And what I mean by that is when you put the energy of a Mike Little, when you put the energy of a Sean French, when you put the energy of a Coach Burt, and it's there's like a core, right? It's kind of like a mastermind of speakers. Something else different happens, and I say that because it opens up the atmosphere to the new. It opens up people to what's possible. And I think because I understand that, Coach Bird understands that, you understand that now, and Sean, I know, definitely understands that, right? We're not the stars of the show, the audience is. And we go to so many of these events. I've been on the other side of the audience, and the speaker thinks it's all about them. But I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, about the lineup on this weekend that you're going to come, January 18th, Saturday, that the audience understands, I understand, Sean understands, Mike Little understands that you're the star of the show. And when you are in the audience from that perspective, I mean, you get a new anointing, a new just message. It's heard in a different way because it's not about me, the speaker, or you, the speaker. It's about your audience. So they need to come because of that. And I can tell you that, like I told you before myself, I've been so focused this last month, and a new Daniel Gomez Inspired is going to show up, and I'm really going to speak about deep stuff. When we were at the Millennium Bootcamp, I always talk about going deeper because people in this society live so surface level that they don't even know themselves. Like people don't even know themselves because they live so surface level. And I can tell you that the millionaire mind, it definitely includes wealth, it includes money, but it's the understanding of, right, where's your maturity level? Like so many people want to be a millionaire in business. They want to hit seven figures, but they don't even have the maturity level. And I'm going to go on some deep subjects within the millionaire mind that's going to, like, believe me, you were there at the boot camp, right? You spoke.
I
People
love it.
were,
Yep.
they were crying. People were in tears. So it's going to
Facts.
be it's going to it's going to be real, right? Like I don't fluff. I don't come at you at no way. I just speak from the heart. And when you speak from the heart, you connect with the audience's heart, so I can tell you that what I'm going to deliver to your audience is going to be real for them. And the truth is this, I have an idea what I'm going to speak about. I have the outline, but the meat and potatoes of it, it always changes because one thing I always say is, God, you know what they need to hear more than what I do. Fill in the slots, fill in the walls, fill in the cracks for me that they need to hear today. And it that's the way it works for me.
I love it, man. I love it. So I forgot this. Someone else that's speaking on stage with us, I actually met through you at Sticker Shock, and I know that she coaches with you. So Janae is going to be sharing the stage with us. How's that make you feel? Like now you got two people that came through Sticker Shock on the stage with you at the same time, and we all have different things to deliver. So how's that make you feel?
It's priceless. As a matter of fact, we had a call here last week. We have another one this week, and just to see the growth of a speaker, of a human being
Yeah,
in Janae, and she's what I love about, like I said, the speakers on stage, and especially Janae, is like she wants to grow, and she's good, right? She's good, and the thing is this is that she still wants to grow.
right.
She still wants to grow, and I was talking about her story. I was talking to one of our I don't want to say associates, our friends of ours that we know, acquaintances is a word, and exactly what you said. They're like, man, Janae's stories had me crying. Like it wasn't the fact that she was Navy and he was Navy. It was the fact that the story that so to hear her speak, to answer your question, to hear her speak and to hear you speak and to be on the same stage and to share the stages with you, you couldn't even draw that up. You couldn't even say like, "Hey, this is gonna happen." It's like a dream come true. And I'm just gonna share it. I'm gonna like you told me, I'm gonna receive it. I'm gonna soak that day in, and
Absolutely.
and and I'm gonna take another one of my coaching clients. Tito Pacheco is gonna be joining me because I said, you know what, let's go out
Tito's
there.
coming.
Yeah, he's
Oh
coming with me.
man,
I
I
said,
love
I
it.
said, I said, I go, you want to learn the ins and outs of speaking? Let's go. Like this, let me give you a real flavor of what speaking's
I
about.
love it.
So to have really three people that I was able to contribute into their speaking careers in some way, man, I'm
Love it.
grateful to God, right? I'm really, really honored just to see that. And I know that you're gonna crush it. I know that you're gonna bring it. I know that Janae's gonna bring it, right? She's really been just kind of going deeper and really working on her messaging and just the engagement. And Tito's just a ball of fire. But I mean, he's just having him around is gonna give me more energy.
And then also, I know you had an opportunity to share the stage with Coach Burt at the Activate conference alongside Renee Rodriguez, Rory Vaden, these big ticket guys. So, what's it like for you to have another opportunity to share the stage with Coach and anything that maybe you and I could tell the crowd? Because I feel like, you're in Texas, I'm in Virginia, he's in Tennessee. Not everybody knows who Coach Michael Burt is, but you and I just are nearing the end of the year of this training with him, and we've made all these connections together and published bestsellers, and now we're speaking on stages together. What are your thoughts on that? Another go round with your coach side by side is pretty cool, right?
Yeah, I tell you what, I'm excited about that. Coach always brings that pay drive, that energy too.
Yep.
And he always brings that A game. He's I've never seen him not on game, even when he doesn't feel like it. Right, a professional speaker always brings their A game, even when they're not ready. I think it was Kobe Bryant that played with the flu. He had a hundred degree fever, 101, and he still played and scored like 28 points, and they won the Lakers. I think of Coach Bird like that because he's resilient. He's out there, and it's an honor to share with them. I've been coaching with Coach Burt now on the business aspect, probably going on 2 years already, a year and a half, 2 years already, and I can see myself how I've grown because of him. So it's an honor, right, to share your your story, your speech with the guy that's kind of helped me. Because really, my last coach that I had several years ago, it was like a bad breakup, right? And it wasn't good. And coach came into my life again when I needed a true person that cared. And I think that's one thing that I love, that coach really helped me through that. So to share the stage with him again, and it's gonna be priceless, man, because you don't get those opportunities all the time. And I think so many people, like I said, when you become Mr. Know It All or Miss Know It All,
Yeah.
you start taking things for granted. And one thing that I'll tell your audience out there, you need to come to this event for the reason that you're going to have so many different personalities and speakers, but every one of them is going to bring a special message just for you. And what that is, only your heart knows what it is. But I guarantee you, whether it's Janae, Sergio, Mike Little, myself, Sean French, Travis, or Coach Burt, I guarantee you one of the messages is going to hit your heart, and you're going to be more than grateful that you came.
I love it. I love it. So I'm going to flip the script just a little bit here because this is your peak life. And I just want to ask the new and improved Daniel Gomez now, what does your peak life mean to you? What does that look like for you?
You know, for me, it's giving up alcohol, man. Um,
Yeah.
Being alcohol free. I lost a brother to cirrhosis of the liver. I lost a brother to suicide because he came out of the penitentiary and he just couldn't recover. He hung himself. Every time I see a freaking electrical orange contractor extension cord, that's what he hung himself with.
Mm.
And I think that finally, right, I had stopped the curse in so many ways for our family, right? Because I truly believe in generational curses because it's biblical. But I think that just really coming in to your event sober, and not that I was an alcoholic by no means, but just the fact that I don't need a glass of wine before dinner. I don't need it, and I'm not knocking anybody, but for me, this is my Achilles heel, that I'm coming in surrendered to alcohol, giving it away to God, and that I'm coming in just really me and spirit filled. That's what it's about, man. And so your audience is gonna get the best version of me, because I haven't felt this great. Like I don't know where I went. They're like, man, I don't even know who this person was. They're like, what do you want? I'm like, what are you talking about? They're like, you're glowing. I'm like, am I? I'm like, it's all of Olay.
That's horrible. That's great.
Yeah, yeah, but it's just, it's just I see it like this. I realize, and I'm going to be totally honest with your audience, right? Because I believe in honesty and being transparent is, we would have these mixtures when we have our events, and you have a couple of glasses of wine, and even though we delivered a great presentation or a great event, a great sticker shock, I always knew in my heart, man, what could I have done better? Because you do wake up a little bit cloudy, you do wake up a little bit foggy sometimes, it's the truth, right? Who
Yeah.
you kidding? So you made a comment, man, like I've never seen you speak that good before. Well, I hadn't drank, like I was alcohol free that weekend, right? And not even a glass of wine. And so that resonated with me, and I'm
You
all
killed
in,
it.
man. I'm
You
all
killed
in.
it. No, you did, man. Like seriously, Tim and I both looked at each other like, what's he on today? Because he's like, I mean, it was line after line. It was clear that that was your topic and your passion. I enjoyed it, even though I was there to keynote alongside you. And while you were speaking that day, I was highly impressed. So just know that you're doing the right thing, and it was appreciated from everyone that was there. Where's Daniel Gomez? Daniel Gomez Enterprises, the publishing company, all your authors, Sticker Shock Speaking Academy, Millionaire Mind Bootcamp. Where's your brand in 5 years? Where's Daniel Gomez's life in 5 years?
The beautiful thing is I can answer that because today we just got the email. We had gotten our trademark approved, and then it got taken away because it's just somebody fought it. And then we came back and we got a lawyer and for a year or so. And guess what? Well, now we got our trademark. It's our trademark.
Nice,
So the
nice.
makings of a millionaire mind is legally ours. That
Love it.
being said, coming in 5 years, we're going to have the Millionaires Institute, and it's going to be a place where people are going to come, and whether it's leadership, whether it's finances, whether it's relationships, whether it's a spiritual, whether you want to come and learn how to be a speaker, like you're going to come, and in our facility, 10,000 square foot, we're going to have our own auditorium. We're going to have our own epic stage that people come, and it's just going to be a place where people come and grow, and really this is the key. where they find their true self value and realize that they're worthy of more. Because it hurts me so much, Mike, because I meet so many people that are here, here, and here, and it doesn't matter which demographic you are or which lifestyle career bracket you're in or money wise. Many people undervalue themselves because they carry a lot of shame, guilt, regret, whatever it is. They don't see themselves the way they should. And when it comes to the Millionaires Institute, not only are they going to learn about finances and how to become a millionaire, but they're going to learn how to become the whole package, all the six pillars, which is finances, business, intellectual, spiritual, relational, your health. Because if you ain't got no health, you ain't got nothing. And then you're just all that's going to be packaged, all those six pillars. So I'm excited about that.
I love it, man. That sounds like that's great. Just the fact that you have the vision, but now you see it clearly. Congratulations on the trademark as well. I know that that's quite a pain in the behind sometimes.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, Millionaire Mind is like it's kind of it's used.
Everywhere.
So
Yeah.
so it just to prove the fact of the proof of concept that ours was different, and we were able to do that. And of course, our color is unique, so it kind of
Yeah.
stands out, and people recognize it. So I was grateful to just it was a big win today.
Yeah. Sometimes what branding will do, right?
Yeah.
Lastly, here, what we typically ask is I ask people questions on this podcast all the time, just like you do on your show. So I like to flip it at the end and just, is there anything that Daniel wants to ask Mike while we're sitting here tonight that I can answer that maybe's been on your mind, or maybe you have a question about me that you don't have an answer to yet? We've spent some time together. I've come out there to Texas a couple times. We've been in Nashville a few times, but is there anything that's been on your mind? Like, I got to ask this guy one day.
Well, you know what? I'm going to ask this because I think people need to ask this. I think this is a big ego thing for men and for women. So I'm going to ask you an honest question, and I want you to give me an
Okay.
honest answer. Mike Little, if there was something that Daniel Gomez could improve on, what could it be?
Oof, man, you'll put me on a spot like that? Honestly, man, I think that you probably already did it. I think you're doing it right now, putting the alcohol to the wayside and just locking in on your family and your business and your vision. I mean, even just the fact of participating and pouring back into people that you've helped along the way, and being willing to come alongside and elevate the name and the brand and the message. I mean, those are all the right things, man. You got your wife involved. Your daughter's involved now, right? You called me about that after I left. So honestly, man, I think you're on the right track. I think that was the one thing that was probably keeping you from getting to that next level, or maybe a level you've been at before, and you're just like you said, you had that success. Maybe you got a little bit comfortable, and now I think you get to turn the corner on that and see some people that you've impacted blossom. To answer your question, I think you already made the decision that's going to help you improve in all facets of life, father, husband, not just a businessman, because we all know that really doesn't mean shit without the people that love you and support you every day.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. It means a lot coming
Absolutely.
from you. So thank you.
And then the last thing here is, Daniel, where can the people go to learn more about you? Maybe they want to publish a book. Maybe they want to come to Sticker Shock like I did. Maybe they want to come to the event and meet you. Where can they find out about Daniel Gomez?
Well, I'll tell you what. Here, I got my book, Millionaire Mind, right here. Go to our website, danielgomezglobal.com. That's danielgomezglobal.com, and reach out to us. We will set up you can go to our book publishing page and schedule a call with our team just to say hello. For being on this podcast here with me and Mike Little, right? I'll give your audience a complimentary 30-minute discovery session so we can talk about whatever you need help with. Right? I'm one of the top business coaches here in Texas. I travel all over the world, and I love helping people. So my gift to your audience is a complimentary discovery session. So go to danielgomezglobal.com, go to our book publishing area and just set up a call. Or you can call me directly at 210-663-5954. That's 210-663-5954. And just give me a call, and I'll tell you what, I'll reach out to you. I mean, I'm never too busy because I know what it's like to need help, Mike. And especially your community, I definitely want to pour back into them. And our brand, like you can see, is Daniel Gomez Inspires. We're on LinkedIn, we're on Facebook, and we're on Instagram. And just send us a DM there if that's the only way you can get a hold of us. If you're not if you don't want to use the web page.
Awesome. I love it. Also, if you have any trouble finding him, you could just reach out to me and I'll connect you in a little group chat, just like I have in the past. I only endorse people that have actually performed, and When I told you I needed to get a book done in less than 30 days, we knocked it out of the park. So go check out Daniel Gomez. If you have any aspiration to write, speak, get on stage, any of that, he's your guy that you need to talk to. But lastly, please click the link below, subscribe. The tickets for the Determine Your Destiny event are going to be in the comment section. So go ahead and click, get your ticket. I mean, Daniel, you tell me, man, we've been to a lot of events. $97 for general admission.
You got to be there. You got to be there.
It's crazy, right?
I guarantee you, ladies and gentlemen, you're not going to be disappointed. And I want to tell the people this, right? You are your best investment. So don't even look at the dollar amount. I promise you this, ladies and gentlemen, when you come to Virginia, you're going to leave a new person. I can promise you that because miracles are going to happen that day.
Thanks for being on the show, man. And I look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you.